covered, right?
Yeah, no, all covered. Grandflavor.com.
There you
For
go.
the shirts and the hats.
There you go. All right, thanks, Winnie, and good luck out in your heat. We're going to see Dave Winchester in heat number. There you are. Heat number 6 coming up against Jake Stone, Thomas Rigby, and Silvano Lorenco. That's coming up shortly. And we are now in heat number 3, out in the water in the red jersey. Uri Valadao, Jared Houston in white, Joe Clarke in yellow, and Hugo Pinhero in blue. Look at the reef and the watercolor. This place is absolutely amazing. But you can see Mother Nature has taken her toll on the reef here on the edge of the cliff, making their way in. Just paddling out and coming in on this reef is, if you have zero water skills, you would freak out. But a lot of these bodyboarders, they they know what's at stake, so they're gonna do what they can to make sure they're out there. So back in the hot seat, we got Greg Taylor. Greg Taylor, were you out and about? What did you see out there?
Oh, hey, Manny. Yeah, just took a little break there. Thanks for covering the action, and thank you to Winnie. Yeah, mate, just up in the riders area, having a chat to a couple of guys. It was interesting. Saw Edar Luciano there, knocked his head on the reef, and was had some ice on the eye, and not too bad a cut. It was more just swelling and a bit of a scratch. So,
So guys are getting hurt.
guys are getting hurt, and then caught up with Andrew Lester, who's obviously a very happy man.
Yes.
And yes, also caught up with Ryan Hardy, who's looking very focused, watching, you know, intently and watching GT, one of his world title competitors. And there's Ryan Hardy there actually. As you said, he's a few of the younger guys having a bit of fun, but Hardy's here to do business. He's here to win a world title, and one of the contenders, Tamega, he's got through straight away with a win. So he'd be very happy with that, and he's well placed. But in the water now, there's a picture of GT. He said he'd be one of the biggest competitors we've
Look at
known.
this. Sorry, live action in yellow. Joe Clarke in heat number 3 and drawing first blood. Right there, 30-minute heats. Top 2 waves will be scored. And this is the first round of the 3-round leaderboard system. Heat number 3 of 8. We're going to run all 8 heats of round number 1. So stay tuned. Ton of action and the best riders in the world out in the water. So we do have some scenarios going down for the main event.
Okay, let's have a look who we've got in the water. First, we've got Joe Clarke in yellow from Australia. He just dropped a 5.0 on that first wave. In the red, we have Uri Valadao from Brazil, yet to catch a wave. Jared Houston from South Africa in the white, also yet to get on the scoreboard. And one of the trialists, Hugo Pinhero from Portugal. I actually did catch up with Hugo while I was just out having a little break, Manny, and he's pretty dejected man as well. Remember, he was one of the guys in contention for one of the 8 qualifying spots, and it'll be interesting to see how he goes, because you could tell he was pretty flat.
It must be hard to come back from that, knowing, up and riding in yellow. Big backflip right there. Joe Clarke, back-to-back waves to start off his campaign here in heat number 3, round number 1, out in the water. Blue. You can tell Hugo right there, a little slow, and
a little bit rattled.
Yeah, but you know what? He's just got to pull it all together and saying, hey, I'm still in a contest.
Yeah, and look, this is pretty much the biggest platforming body one, but let's have a look at this. Is Joe Clarke up, nice loop on the backflip and slaps it down and rips it round. So Joe Clarke getting busy early, which I think is clearly his strategy, and it's great to see. He opens up with a 5 for the first wave, a 5.5 for that second wave, Manny. So he leaps out to a strong lead. He's 10.5. The second place, he's only got a one point ride. But yeah, so what interesting scenarios here. You've got Joe Clarke. He's a trialist. You've got GT just walking from his heat. Again, very important win for him to start the leaderboard series. He's in contention for a world title here, so he's got to go one round at a time. But he just wants to see if he can get through, and then if he can. Scenario for GT is he needs to win this event to be any chance of winning the world title, but he also relies on the results of some other riders. So if Jeff Hubbard makes into the quarterfinals, no matter what GT does, he cannot beat him. So so GT, he's just got to do his own thing, make sure he gets through each round and put himself in contention. But that man there, as you can see, Jeff Hubb, he's looking relaxed, but who we got in the blue? Hugo Pinhero still, look, just looking at a few. But yeah, so GT's happy. He's through. He'll be watching Hub closely, hoping that Hub has a little slip up and doesn't make it through to the quarterfinals to leave GT in the title race. Apart from that, in the water at the moment, Uri Valadao, from Brazil. He's we got up and riding Jared Houston, Manny.
All right.
Oh no, it's Joe Clarke. My
Yes,
apologies.
Joe Clarke. Look at how fast he's going. Full speed ahead, bouncing in. Too much chop, and he pretty much just the wave did not cooperate. And you can tell the wind is starting to come up just a little bit, a little bumpy on those bottom turns now. But Joe Clarke, he was hauling butt. So these waves drop in. You can get as much speed as you want and pretty much do whatever you want. Check this out. Coming up next after this heat, we have, yes, Jason Finlay, the wild card, who has made the trek all the way from Australia to be here. And he's been putting in some time here at Fronton for some free sessions, and he's been hitting the lip and knows what's at stake. We're going to see Gastão Intrudo and also Jeff Hubbard and Diego Cabrera. That is going to be one hectic heat. That's coming up next. But now, up and riding, it is Uri Valadao. Big backflip, nice extension, turns it around quickly, and good start right there for Uri Valadao, del Brazil.
Again, one of those Brazilians who just seems to get such projection on their flips and their ARSs. It is, it's amazing. The wave, it wasn't a big section he hit there, but if you have a look here, man, he gets across and he sees there's a section there and just times it perfectly. Actually, not a massive punt, but once he gets there, he then uses the momentum to flip it round. Nice big back flip and whips it round. So very strong. 5.1 for Uri to start, and that's a solid opening. But look, great result in Sintra. He took out the Sintra Pro, man.
Yes, Uri Valadao and Eder Luciano went head-to-head in the final in Portugal, and it was Uri Valadao who pulled off the win. And we talked about Uri and Eder during that final. These guys are contest machines. Uri Valadao is one of those guys who has the contest machine down, and once you throw him in big waves, he has the skills to throw it down as well. So you put a big wave rider and a contest machine combination together, you're going to see some pretty amazing things, and Uri Valadao is one of those guys.
Yeah, so look, Uri, he said he's more renowned for his small waving rideability, and so we saw that at the Sintra Pro, where an amazing result. It wasn't that small, but it was a beach break and not quite as big and heavy as some of the other breaks. But he just showed how versatile a rider he is, and just dominated that. He never looked like he was going to get beat. It was my view.
Yeah, he absolutely dominated that event. Up and riding now is Hugo Pinhero from Portugal. Wow, that's his third wave. He's just dropping in and just riding by, and I don't know if he's not feeling it right now. He knows that he just missed being seated in the 2012 IBA World Tour, and I think that you're right. I think it rattled him.
Yeah, so I did see him out there, Manny, and it's hard when you see these guys once they such a disappointment. What do you say to them? And I just said, well done and congratulations. You're in the main event, which is without doubt the biggest bodyboarding event we've ever seen, and it's going to come down. And so just refocus. But you could just tell his face was really drained. But look, he's a very talented rider, and look, he's a seasoned competitor, so I'm sure he'll switch back on. But looks like Joe Clarke's up and riding again.
Joe Clarke again. It looks like the wind and the tide are having a little bit of effect on the conditions right now. As they're bottom turning, they are pushing and hitting a little bit of bump on the bottom turn.
Yeah, looking at the conditions, Manny, we're in the peak of the tide. It looks like the armed forces are coming just to check out the old Fronton Pro as well.
Is that the president?
Yeah, I think the president is flying in. He saw the stadium we have here up on the cliffs of Galdar, and he wants to get a piece of the action. So he's looking down at Seamus. Seamus will give him a wave, and he'll bank it round and come have a seat with us, and maybe might get him in the commentary booth with you, Manny. But in the meantime, you're stuck with us too, and let's see. But look, the conditions are set a little bit slow at the moment. We're at the peak of the high tide, and you're seeing some of the lefts are looking okay, but the rights are a little bit fattened. But if you look at the forecast for the contest period, Manny, very exciting. Got an amazing forecast. It's never going to get below 4 foot, or 3 to 4 feet, which is great. The winds are looking great. But Len, if you look a bit further out in the contest period, on Tuesday the 13th, we're expecting a big swell, and I said it's probably going to be bigger than 8 feet. We're being conservative, saying 8 feet. Comes with a wind, but by that following day, I think we'll have a nice groomed swell. But here's Jared Houston up and riding.
Jared Houston drawing his first line right there of the heat, and on the inside is Uri Valadao. And he was on that left-hander. But Jared Houston, his first wave, not really shaping up for what he wanted, the South African. He still has plenty of time. 21 minutes remaining in this 30-minute heat. Again, welcome to the IBA 2011 NMD Pride Stealth Fronton Pro, brought to you by our friends at Grand Flavor. Again, today we ran the semifinals and the finals of the trials, and now we're running the first round of the leaderboard system. And here's another look at Uri Valadao's big air roll spin.
Yeah, it looks like he popped a 5.05 for that ride, Manny, and he's looking strong. Joe Clarke's currently in first position with a 10.5. Uri Valadao in the red, he's 10.15. Hugo Pinhero said he's got 3 waves, but his total combined score is only a 2.0. And also a very slow start to this heat. The South African Jared Houston just had that in and out we saw with a 1.0 ride. So, look, 20 minutes to go, Manny. So, these guys know it only takes 2 waves, and I'm sure that there's a lot more to be played out in this heat. But at the moment, it's Joe Clarke, the Australian, and Uri Valadao, the Brazilian, getting busy. Here's Jared Houston up and riding.
All right, Jared Houston on his second wave. Finds a nice left-hander. Cool slow motion extended roll on that one. And that's all she wrote for Jared Houston. That was called a roll for Jared Houston on that wave. Not a bigger wave, but he knows he needs to start building on something. And that 1.0 ride of his first wave is not going to do it. So coming back with a nice roll right there was Jared Houston.
Yeah, look, I think the conditions are tricky, and I think Jared just wanted to build a little bit of momentum up. So he wanted to get on the scoreboard, feel his way into the heat, and we've got a 4.65 for that, Manny, so that's enough to jump him into third. And look, he only needs a 5.5 now to jump into second. But
whoa,
Uri.
look at this. Boom! Big air invert right there from Uri Valadao, and he pulls it off. That big section just staring at Uri and saying, hit me. And Uri goes for it, and nice extended invert right there from Uri Valadao from Brazil.
Yeah, definitely. Woo. Look, he's the man to beat in this heat, isn't he? He's really got the momentum. He's hitting the sections. He's landing his moves. And have a look at this. Bang! Yeah. Tweaks it right around, upside down. Looked like we lost him there, but there's a lot of water movement. He did amazingly well to hold on and rode through it. So, great job, Uri Valadao, and Joe Clarke up and riding.
Joe Clarke coming around the section right there. Nice roll right there for Joe Clarke in yellow from Australia. And finds another little section, and that's all she wrote. He probably could have done a quick roll right when he got around. In blue, up and riding, Hugo Pinhero. Oh, my!
Welcome back, Hugo.
There he is. He finally realized, hey, I'm still in a contest. Time to put something together. Look at this, out the back. Back-to-back wave action in white. Big backflip right there. Nice landing.
Wow,
Jared Houston. And there's the Jared Houston we've been waiting for. Nice combination right there for Jared Houston, the South African. So great wave exchange going down in heat number 3, round number 1 of the leaderboard rounds. Amazing.
Oh, great exchange, Manny. He said it was all a little bit quiet, a little bit slow. And then the 3rd and 4th place competitors really stamped their mark on this heat. You saw Hugo Pinhero start out with a great ARS. I think this will be, that's the Joe. That was the first of the wave exchange, Joe Clarke. So he started off, warmed us up. He looked for another section. It didn't come. But Joe Clarke was looking at better a 5.0. Let's see what the judges think. But it said then it was straight on to Hugo Pinhero.
Yeah, Hugo finally waking up in this heat and going for a big air roll spin. Lands on the face of the wave and pulls it off. Hugo Pinhero finally pulling out all the stops. He was just sitting there for a while, not having anything on his scorecard, and that is what he needed. And then Jared Houston.
Jared Houston got up, straight up, nice flip on the left. It's just whips it around, but how he rode out of that and kept going, I think the judges will like that. Then he came in again and he busted a nice little invert off the end here, which is the combination circle which we haven't seen a lot of.
Yep.
And it'll be very interesting to see how the judges score that. And it's a 6.6 for Jared Houston. That's enough to push him into second place. But Uri Valadao is still in first with 11.35. But Jared Houston goes from 4th to second, my apologies, with that one wave, which was a 6.6, which at this point is the highest scoring wave. But Hugo, the man from Portugal, we're waiting for his scores to drop. I think it was one of the better waves of the heat, so let's see what the judges think.
The judges probably thought differently because it came down at a 5.15. So Hugo still in 4th place, needs a 6.21 for first place. Joe Clarke in 3rd needs a 5.86 for first place. Jared Houston needing a 4.75 for first place. And Uri Valadao is in first place, and here he is.
Again, looking busy. Look, great speed. Well turn.
Can he get back onto that section? Yes, he pulls it off. And I thought he was done. I didn't think he was going to get back down the face of the wave, but nice Extended air air
Just
right
a-
there from Uri
just an
Valadao.
air, yeah, no, look, and again, he's been very busy in this heat and hitting all the sections. I just don't know if that'll better his 5.1, man. He got good projection, but he got a little bit lost in the landing, and he looked. Let's see what the judges think. But he's in first place. He's trying to better a 5.1. Still 15 minutes to go, but solid competition riding by Uri Valadao and 4.5. Manny, the judges, they agreed with me this time. It's good to see. And look, Uri 11.35 is in first position. Jared Houston needing a 4.75 to jump into first. Still 15 minutes to go, so I'm sure there's a lot more to play out.
So big event going down right here. The showdown at Fronton. And up and riding, take a look at this one. Jared Houston, the South African, comes off the bottom, goes for a big flip right there and pulls it off. Jared Houston, now he's feeling comfortable out there. He was a little slow in the beginning, but now putting together a pretty solid heat.
Yeah, look, Jared said building his way into a heat, and that's the way you've got to surf in these conditions. We saw him start with a conservative roll. Then he went into that big backflip into an air punt, and now he's stepped it up again. He needs a 4.75 to jump into first place, and let's see what the judges think. But a high risk backflip manoeuvre in the heavy section, may be enough to. There it was, a 6.25 Manny.
Nice.
Leaps into first place, and all of a sudden he's got the first and second highest scoring waves of the heat, and is looking good. We're still waiting for the score to update there, but here on our screens, we've just seen the score come through, a 6.25 for Jared Houston.
You're going to see that. Yeah, you're going to see that switch on your screen, and there it is. Jared Houston moving up to first place, pushing Uri Valadao down to second. Now Uri looking for his 6.6 to get that first place spot back. Jason Finlay making his way down to the water's edge.
Yeah, look, here we have Joe Clarke up and riding.
Joe Clarke says, I'm not done yet, finds that section on that right and hits it, banks an invert but cannot pull it off. That whitewash is strong. I haven't felt strong whitewash since Porto Escondido, and here the whitewash is just rolling over a shallow reef. So Joe Clarke making his way straight to the channel instead of going straight out to the peak, knows that he could get caught inside, so he paddles over to the channel and then comes around and makes his way out to the peak. Yep. So, again, welcome, everybody. Manny V and Greg Taylor on the mic for you. All day today, IBA 2011 NMD Pride Stealth Fronton Pro.
Brought us by Grand Flavour. Manny, we've got here Grand Flavour. We're decked out. Let's go over to Shaggy in the interview booth to see what Grand Flavour gear he's wearing. He's with the winner, GT.
Let's see it.
Guys, I'm down here with Guilherme Tamaga, the winner of heat number 2 of round 1. Guilherme, congratulations.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Very happy. Nothing like a good start with the first place, and I'm happy.
Bit of a relief to get that monkey off your back, eh?
Yeah, there's a couple more monkeys coming through, coming our way, so it's not over yet. It's still a long way to go, and just gotta keep focused and do your job.
So let's talk about that big air forward on the left. You didn't make it, but geez, what a good effort, eh?
Yeah. I know that the lefts do such a good ramps here. I know this wave pretty well, and I saw that thing coming. I was like, this is a air forward right here. And then I tried, and maybe I couldn't make it. I didn't try so hard to make it because I have some injuries in my body right now, and I gotta really take it easy at the moment. But yeah, when it comes to go all in, I'm gonna go all in.
Okay, well, I'll keep that a secret just between you and I and the rest of the world.
Oh yeah.
Okay, like a shout out to Hawaii before we go?
Yeah. Amor, my kids, Kim, Kiron, Dani, beijo. Minha família no Brasil, papai, mamãe, Fred, todo mundo, amo vocês, minha sogra, o Zé lá do Sul, todos vocês. Beijo.
Thanks, GT. Back to you guys.
Wow, so Guilherme's a little focused. I mean, a lot focused and a little under the weather. So he's got a battle now because this guy right here is leading the rankings. That was red, Jeff Hubbard. He needs – whoa, hold on, live action. Sorry about that, people. But big air right there. And can he push in front of that whitewash? It doesn't – yes, he does. Joe Clarke in the yellow jersey. I don't know what the judges are going to say. He had to fight really hard to get in front of that whitewash. But Joe Clarke – big move on the outside, so he makes his way back out into the lineup. So we do have a world title race on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Greg?
Yeah, no, Manny, we do. We just saw GT Guilherme Tamega talking about, look, he's a competitor. He knows what's ahead of him, and you can tell he's building, he's focused. 4 people in contention. We've got different generations, different continents. Everyone's represented. You've got Jeff Hubbard. He's in the next heat. It's going to be fascinating to watch how he handles the pressure. He's the current leader. Then we go to Diego. Then the also in contention is Pierre-Louis Costes from France. He, the
He's
young
on
gun,
fire,
21 years of age. Yeah, he's got all the momentum. He's won these last 3 events, and it'll be interesting to see if he can carry that momentum. Then you've got Ryan Hardy from Australia, also in contention, and GT. But the scenarios are many.
Yes.
If Jeff Hubbard makes the final, nobody can beat him. He can control the destiny of everyone. But if Jeff Hubbard bows out in the semi-final, Pierre-Louis Costes has the opportunity to win the world title. He has to win the event. Jeff Hubbard can bow out in the semis. Pierre-Louis Costes, 21-year-old French world champion. Could it happen?
It totally could happen. He's been on a rampage, just winning. He's in the rhythm. He's in that rhythm, and I think he has probably one of the better shots. So we'll be right back right after this.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, let's finish off where we're at. Greg.
First, just a quick shout out to our media partners and sponsors, grandflavor.com, up and riding firstly. Uri.
Wow, bank in reverse off this oncoming section. That was Uri Valadao, and he just gets eaten up on the inside.
Yeah, sorry, man. Yeah, great left attempt there by Uri. But yeah, grandflavor.com. They've jumped on board as media partners, sponsors of the IBA Fronton event.
That's
and
huge.
They're very grateful for their support. They've recently gone online, so jump onto grandflavor.com. They've decked out the commentators, Shaggy in the interview area. They're looking after us. Look after them. Jump online, grandflavor.com. Check out the latest range. Order online, and you receive your goods before Christmas. But shout out to the main event sponsors, the naming sponsors of the event. Great support from industry-leading companies of NMD, Pride, and Stealth. Up and riding, Hugo.
Hugo Pinhero from Portugal, finding a little wave on the inside, going for a bank air reverse 360, and could not pull it off. So he's heading back out to the lineup. So I'm there, right there with you. NMD, Pride, Stealth, Grand Flavor, stepping up to the plate for possibly one of the most historical events that is going to go down. This is the showdown. This is one of the most incredible world tours to date. The venues have been insane, and we finish off at one of the most incredible waves on the planet, and with a world title race on our hands, plus a big swell on the horizon. So it is all coming together to an amazing finale.
Oh, definitely, Manny. He said we're all getting excited. He said that swell forecast really is getting everybody talking. It's a big swell coming early to mid next week. It looks like we'll knock out the next 2 days straight. I think we'll consecutively knock out these leaderboard rounds. Conditions similar to today. We'll take a bit of a rest, wait for that big swell to build, and then it's all going to happen, Manny. We're going to be down to payday, the day that the world champion will be decided, and we're looking at waves 8 feet plus. Winds are looking good, tides are looking good. It's just going to be amazing. So I really can't wait to see all that unfold. But these are all very important. Everyone wants to be a part of that final day that's going to go down in history. To be a part of that final day, you need to progress through the leaderboard stages, and that's where we're at now. So you can see Jared Houston currently in first position, the South African in white. He's got a bit of a track record now of winning his round one. He was interviewed recently saying he always wants to get out and win that round one heat, takes the pressure off. He's been doing that consistently all year, and it looks like he's in a good place to do that again. But at the moment, still 6 minutes to go. In second place, got Uri Valadao. He only needs a 6.6 to jump into first place. Joe Clarke been very busy. Unfortunately, hasn't really landed that big move. But here's Joe Clarke again.
All right, Joe Clarke taking a look at this left, slides under the, scoops under the pocket, into the barrel, and comes out. Nice clean barrel, but that's all she wrote for Joe Clarke on that one. But textbook bottom turn. He just scooped in off the bottom and got into that pocket for a nice little barrel ride for Joe Clarke.
Yeah, look, he needs a 5.86 to jump into second place. Be interesting to see how the judges see that one. It was an in and out. There hasn't been that many barrels on the left, so that's got to be taken into consideration. But look, the judges, they're very experienced. The most experienced international judges we've got, and they'll continue to do a great job. But let's see what they want. It was a 4.1 for Joe Clarke, so unfortunately, still sitting in third position. But look, he's very busy and doing a great job. So here he's up and running again, Manny. Oh, he just kicks out.
If you guys want to stay tuned on the exact updates of what's going on for the next few days, make sure you check out IBAWorldTour.com. And I say do the Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, because those are the ones where instant access to all the videos, all the information, and everything. And I went through the new IBA World Tour channel, the YouTube channel. I love the look. Now you guys separated we separated the videos into, wait a second, action out the back in white. Nice carve right there from Jared Houston, and it's good to see. It's good to see these moves thrown out there, just to show you that rail-to-rail control is amazing to watch as well. That cutback was it was. I love cutbacks.
Yeah,
I don't
a bit
know
of
what
old
it is.
school, man. Everyone loves a little bit of old school.
Yeah.
And there was a good barrel before that as well. So Jared's looking to replace a 6.25. So let's see what the judges. But I think we've got a replay here. As I said, it was the rail control. Gets in nice and deep.
Wow, he's
very deep. Whoa.
Wait a second, back into
Whoa.
live action. I hope I didn't break the levels, but holy mackerel, that was Hugo Pinhero again, finally putting it together. And a big flip right there from Hugo Pinhero on the outside. And he's touching his neck. I wonder if we got a little
Whiplash.
harsh landing on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, look, he really whipped that round. It was great projection, but it said it just looked a little bit rough. But let's have a look. You see, get him down. You can see his head whip around and bang.
Oh, yeah, you can see a little bit of whiplash as he landed. I mean, he's okay. I mean, he was paddling back out to the lineup, but that hurt just looking at it.
Yeah, I can feel that, Manny. But a couple of scores are dropping. Jared Houston got a 7.0 for that last barrel into the old school
Cut back,
carve.
yes.
And so it looks like there's a bit of old school in the judging panel as well. But and Hugo Pinhero is still waiting for those scores to drop. But I think we've got another replay of that Jared Houston wave. Let's have a look, Manny. No, not there yet. But as I said, Jared Houston in first place with 13.6 as a combined score, 7.0 for his last wave. So he holding all the cards at the moment. 3 minutes to go. But Hugo Pinhero deservedly gets a 6.
Here it is, here it is.
Very deep. Look at that, Manny.
Wow,
Disappears.
way
It
deep.
stayed wide open for him. Didn't even pinch like some of the others.
Yep.
Look at the speed there, and he comes out. The lip's gone, but Jared said, I'm going to throw it up. Bit of
Look at this.
diversification in my moves.
Look at that.
And bang, that's he's got the kingy hand on the deck as
Nice.
well. And great to see variety. Who we got there? We had Uri Valadao just kicking out of that one. Didn't see exactly. I'm sure we'll get a replay. But as we spoke earlier, Craig hadn't had a word to the riders ahead of the competition today, talking about they want variety in the moves. Let's mix it up a little bit was the instruction from the judges.
Wow.
And there's
Giant backflip right there from Joe Clarke. I guess we missed that during our talks and the other replays, but Joe Clarke, giant backflip landing perfectly. And he's not going to end in vain. We're waiting for that last score to drop. He was looking for 5.91 for second and an 8.1 for first. So he might come close to both of those. I mean, for sure, that was huge.
Yeah, you'd think he'd jump at least into second. The question is, will it be enough to jump into first? Needs an 8.1 to jump into first position.
Yep.
Big flip, Manny. Well executed. Let's see again. It's over to the judges, who are the experts in these situations. But minute 40, that is going to really change it. But let's just have a look. The judges are still conferring, thinking, how big was that? How clean was that? And what they look for is critical moves in the critical part of the waves. And I think that ticked those boxes. But the man in the lead at the moment is Jared Houston from the South African. Only 21 years of age, man. Exciting thing is there's a good crop of young guys coming through, and Jared Houston up and riding now. He's one of those guys.
Oh my!
Hey!
I can't believe it. That was perfect textbook reverse spin right there. Look at Jared looking at the crowd. I think his fin came off on the landing, but look at the crowd. Look at Amarie's loving it, smiling, and that was unreal. That is the Jared Houston that we've grown to know and love. So very amazing wave right there for Jared Houston. You know what? I love to give a shout out to their sponsors because they're the ones supporting the riders, you know, being here and being able to let them throw down what they have in their bag of tricks. So Turbo Bodyboards, Emerald Surf City, Grand Flavor, Zion Wetsuits, and Deluxe Fins. Big shout out to Jared Houston for this big move right here, straight off the bottom, tons of speed, and just boom,
big air forward, man.
big air reverse. That was a big. Yeah.
He went. Yeah, but look, it just perfect execution. Judges are still working out what to do with that one, but it was a big move by Jared Houston. He's looking to better 9.25, Manny.
Yeah.
He's just dropped the highest score of the competition so far. And look, he's deservedly will take out that heat. The question is, what happened with Joe Clarke? Joe Clarke needed a 5.91 to jump in. Unfortunately, it was a 5.8 for that last wave of Joe Clarke. Unfortunately, this is after the buzzer. He's getting a bit of tube time. But Joe Clarke will finish fourth. So I think all scores. We're still waiting for a score to drop for Hugo Pinhero from Portugal. But it looks like Jared Houston will take that one out with an amazing 9.25 in that last wave. And all the scores are dropped. So, Manny, let's talk me through how they finished.
Yeah, Jared Houston taking that first place spot. Uri Valadao in second. Hugo Pinhero in third. Joe Clarke in fourth. So what's going to happen now? Jared Houston will be awarded 6 points. Uri Valadao will be awarded 4 points. Hugo Pinhero will be awarded 2 points. Joe Clarke will get 1 point.